is Kimbra Eberly, and I'm an artist. I'm also a musician and a producer and just a woman that wears many hats. So today we're at Hub 17's Art Vault Festival. So of course there's art on the wall and there's some of mine. So I'd like to talk about it. I started out painting about 5 years ago, and I started out with cats. On the wall, there's a few cat paintings, and these particular paintings were all inspired by artists, female artists of the 20th century who I admire. For example, this is a cat skull, and I was inspired by the Georgia O'Keeffe painting where she did a steer skull. So you get the idea. This was from my very first exhibit ever, I want to say 4 years ago, and it was called Coexist, and it was about animals and humans and how they existed. So I did a lot of paintings of animals right here on Staten Island. As you can see, the turkey, the blue heron, we have fox, coyote, seals, believe it or not, out on the rocky shore. So that was my very first exhibit. On my table, there's a lot of different note cards and that kind of thing, specifically note cards, because what I did was I would take a picture of the artwork, send it to Vistaprint or one of those printing companies and get a note card made out of it. And I thought they came out pretty cool. And then I started designing like wishing you a speedy recovery. So like greeting cards, so different. And then my last project, my most recent project, Project Extinction, this is a coloring book I did. It's about animals that may become extinct by 2050, very dear to my heart. So we did a whole art exhibit of that, myself and Carissa Pignatelli, who did all the spirographing work, which is amazing. So I have some of that here today also. And that's about it. We keep going, moving forward, doing more art, and come out to the Art Vault. It's every month we have new artists, and just come out and enjoy art.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Kaplan. I create abstract collage after many years working as a painter. In 2020, I started working with collage materials. So I take a variety of materials, things from magazines, colored paper, fabric, really anything. And that's what makes collage so much fun. I really love working with color and shape and creating space and just discovering what's there. And it's so interesting because after a while, the picture kind of tells you what you need. So it's a very organic process. I don't really go in there with an idea. I just let it happen. I also use monoprints. Some of this in here is a monoprint where you paint on a plate and then you put your paper down, you make a print, and then I can use parts of that in the collages. So I like to work at this size, but I also have some smaller ones over here. Just to do a variety of different things, different moods, different colors. And it's a wonderful thing to do. It's great to just keep letting it happen and being creative. It's very fulfilling. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rhoda Pierce. I'm an eclectic artist. Here at the Art Vault, I have paintings, and they are intuitively made. So I kind of sit down and the painting happens. And it happens with the large paintings and the small paintings as well. I run into a lot of trouble when I think too much and I try really hard to make a beautiful painting that does not work for me. And so as a poet, my poetry is exactly the same thing. My poetry arrives, and I'm so lucky and grateful. But when I try to construct a poem, they're so horrible. So thanks for checking on me and my work. I just want to say thank you to Kimbra and to you, Kenny, for having the Art Vault space. It's a beautiful space. I love being here. This afternoon there's an art festival. Later on I'll be reading my poems, so I hope a lot of people come and enjoy the afternoon. Oh, well, I also work with, because I also work with wire, so it's really hard to see the way I've set it up, not really well, but I used to make a lot of fish. And I used to do fused glass, which I loved. I don't have my fused glass studio anymore, but you can purchase this afternoon as well. And the wire is also very eclectic. It is the strangest thing. When I first started to make wire, I'd hold a piece of wire in my lap, unwind it, and make baskets, and they'd show up. And then I'd add beads and everything, and people would ask me, well, do you have a pattern for your basket? Which I never did. So nothing was ever repeated, and it's kind of like one of a kind, just like we're all one of a kind people.
Hi, I am Diamond, and this is the Dime Pearl Studio here. We are showcasing our Identity Redefined collection, which is all about the battles we have with our identity and trying to find ourselves or rediscover ourselves, and how to identify which area of what life we are in to help us transform, evolve, and change the way we think about ourselves and the transitions we are going through. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Cognitive Amenities. Today we have a lot of my spiritual science, scientific designs today. My brand is all about giving hope to people that are struggling or going through things. And I just want them to find peace within my art pieces. Hand painted all these laws. And then after I painted them, we scanned them in and cut them into print. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Deborah Myrie. I signed my artwork Evadne because I love that name, and Deborah is such a common name. So these are my art. These are oil on canvas. Most of the images here, I feel that they represent the divine feminine, which exists in all of us. So I think that everyone will be able to appreciate all of this art. These pieces here are acrylic art. It's actually called fluid art. They're very abstract.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. I'm from Tiffany's Wondrous Creations. I make things out of polymer clay. Today I have stash boxes with inspirational quotes in them, handmade, and I'm selling jewelry as well. So come down and check it out. Thank you.
Hi, I'm a local artist in Cherwee. I live on Staten Island all my life, and I would just like to introduce myself for this first time here at this event and learn and just meet up and link with local artists and just get to know my borough more. Here's my artwork. I've been doing, some things out here, and I just want you guys to know who I am, and I'm introducing myself here today through this event. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you all.
So hey everybody, my name is Ash. I'm the owner of Ashes and Herbs. I got a bunch of different stuff happening over here. I make all natural and holistic intentional products. So every single thing that you see on this table is either handcrafted by me or designed by me with immense amount of intention and research, so that you don't have to do all that, like things like this. Like I did not stitch this, but I created the stitching that went on it, the logo and everything, and it's actually a 5G hat, EMF blocking. You can get into it if you wanted to. If you don't, that's okay. It's a really fancy tinfoil hat, but not for everybody, but if you need it, you need it. If you know, you know. I just created a new soap. So I make intentional soaps. I make full moon soaps. I've been doing it for like pretty much 10 years at this point, which shout out to Ava Quince because she taught me how to make soap. And then I was like, how can I kind of put something in between, like, because I'm very sensitive. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't always smudge myself, so how can I kind of make them in between? And I was like, okay, I can put full moon water into it and just kind of like wash it off. Like, so not only are you using the soap and it smells amazing and you're getting to clean your body, but, and it also has amazing skincare ingredients because I am also a holistic esthetician, so I could kind of navigate that space, but you're also energetically being able to clean yourself with that full moon water. So that's something that's really special about my products, my soaps. Also, this one in particular I'm extra excited about because it has mepalina honey in it. And mepalina honey, it comes from the stingless bees in Colombia. Specifically, this honey's from Colombia, which is where my family's from. So I'm very excited about that. It has like a whole bunch of medicinal properties. Some people have been taking it and put it in their eye. I actually do that, but you know, talk to somebody who knows or talk to me or whatever the case is. That's a different story, different conversation. Anyway, and then a little bit about my candles. You know, I wanted to make all different shape sizes and just to honor just the diversity of just the human experience. You know, we might have a time where we might be slim, we might be slim thick, we might be very thick, we might be pregnant, we might be a male. Like, I'm working on getting chubby men because I feel like they only have ripped men right now, and I'm like, I want to be inclusive for men too. You know, so, or you, if you don't really identify with any of that, you just be like, okay, well, like mushroom woman, rose woman, you know what I mean? I have moons too, but I don't know where they are right now. But you know, the newest one is the topographic baddies. I thought that these were so cool. I'm like kind of obsessed with them. And I have some other soaps that are left over from the other batches, but when I make products, specifically my soaps, it's one and done. So it will never be made the same way again because every full moon, every energy, every season, like, it's different. It's gonna look different for everybody. So why am I gonna make the same thing every time? So it's like very, you know. I also have yoni seams here. I have one left, and I have, like, looking if I touch on everything. I do have my vanilla dream candle. That is like the only thing that I continuously make because that is what the people want. I give the people what they want. They want the vanilla dream candle. I also just made these perfumes. So I was requested to make the vanilla dream candle into a perfume. So I've been working on that for a little bit, and I kind of like perfected it actually last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. So the more you know. But thanks for listening to me, and I appreciate you, Kenny.